Speaking of Nebula, your most recent interview drop.
Oh my God. And we're in a rare position where the interview that dropped today has been seen by both of my co hosts the same day that we're doing the live show. That was never an opportunity with House Phone, let's be totally honest. And it's just usually like if you guys are going to watch it, it's like it's not urgent, like you're going to watch it immediately. So this is actually very good.
I mean, you did preface it by saying this is one of the when you send it to us, you're like, this is one of the most like what was the word you used?
You said it's the most controversial.
No, it was like one
Yeah.
of the most off the hook pieces of content.
Just the
that
craziest
channel-
thing
yeah,
ever. Because I'm gonna be real with you, like I found out about Mr. Girl because I saw like a white grievance panel, I believe it was called. It was basically like a debate or a conversation with a bunch of different creators about the idea of like, is it okay for white people to declare that they're proud of being white or like to talk about anti-white bias, which is kind of like a taboo thing because it's like most people would like not even want to acknowledge that that's a thing at all. But I mean, there are some situations in which like as a white person, you kind of might feel like you're getting the short end of the stick, right? So this is like a panel to have the conversation about how much that is a real thing, right? And he just straight up was like aggrieved about the fact that he's not allowed to be proud of being white and every other race is. And I couldn't believe the fact that he was taking this position publicly because this is such a unpopular opinion.
But there's a whole contingent of society that's going to instantly resonate.
Exactly,
with,
and that's why I was so interested. And I'm like, wow, this is a guy who's really not scared to just say how he actually feels in his fucking gut. So,
Yeah, he was strange.
Well, here's the thing that struck me, and although Flakko definitely came in really hot, and when you do that, you kind of
speaking of hot, I just want to send a big shout out to my boys at Fashion Nova because they're the ones who supplied the socks and the Birkenstocks. Fashion Nova Birkenstocks. There you go.
There it is.
Caught my socks. Anyway, what were you saying?
Serving the block in my Fashion Nova Birkenstocks. What?
Ooh.
Come on.
He just did it again.
With that being said, I feel like when you come in hot like that, you're not making the guests feel comfortable enough to potentially put themselves on a lot more blast.
It was
which
just
you could have
like the
pulled out of
16
him.
shot him thing.
Yeah.
Where he's just calling him a clout chaser in the 16 interview. And then in the Mr. Girl thing, it's like, listen, this is clearly a guy who has some weird ideas about underage girls, let's say.
Dude, Flakko literally asked the dude, "Are you attracted to 10-year-old girls?"
Right.
And he said, "I'd rather not answer that question."
Yeah, when he said that, I was like, it's over.
That's my whole problem.
you're a
with,
J-cat,
That's
homie,
my
like-
problem with the way the interview went is I have real questions. Like I really wanted to figure out the answers to these things. And if you're gonna get honest answers, you're just not gonna get there by like declaring them a pedophile, you know?
Then he was like, yeah, I'm totally attracted to 17-year-old girls. So
Yeah.
I'm totally.
He definitely did not want to cede an inch of ground in that argument. He was just like, yes, I am. Like, fuck it. Like,
You have to, when you're interviewing people like that, you have to not co-sign them, but make it seem like you're not repulsed by what they're saying.
yeah.
So they'll go deeper into it.
That's
right?
like an interviewer technique. I forget what it's called, but it's like there's a certain art to it as an interviewer where the person you're interviewing could be saying the most crazy off the wall thing on earth, and you're just sort of like nodding. You're not saying mm-hmm, because if you said mm-hmm, that would kind of infer that you agree with them.
Right.
But you're saying, I follow. Okay. You know, like that's what your goal kind of is as an interviewer is to get the person to open up. Now to like Flakko has such a layup in front of him right there because it should be so easy to make yourself look virtuous when you're having a conversation with a guy who's kind of like his whole career is based on putting out the ugliest sides of his personality and
Right.
talking about it. But Flakko kind of managed to take the L from my perspective and a lot of people in the comments because he was just so aggressive and so unwilling to like hear out the substance of what this dude is talking about.
And then you wind up just ruining the whole situation because essentially, think about it like this: if it's a police interrogation and you're a police officer interrogating somebody,
You gonna be like, yep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
what
yeah.
do you do?
Yeah,
you,
yeah.
You're nice as
You're like,
fuck to them.
Yeah,
you
you
buy them a Wendy's sandwich so that they'll fucking talk, you know? And I'm not saying that Mr. Girl is equivalent to an actual criminal in this situation.
oh, for sure he is.
He's
For sure,
I think
he
Bruh.
definitely has a cuties movie on a.
He went
On
out of
repeat.
No, but he
He
actually
said they were hot.
Yeah.
Okay, but then at the same time, his argument is that cuties shouldn't exist because
It shouldn't exist.
even if that
Because it turns him on.
well, no, because even if that film exists, even if it is meant 100% to tell people that this world that it's documenting is wrong, it's not okay to like film these salacious images of
No.
young girls to
Agreed.
tell the story of why it's wrong.
I remember seeing that trailer and I was like, this is disgusting.
Right, but I'm just
the
saying, like,
cover, even the
That
cover
shit,
of
that
the
shit,
thing.
I was like,
but like
hell
that
nah.
that opinion that he holds led me to believe, oh, this guy's not in favor of child sex material, right? So like I really didn't get answers to a lot of the questions that I wanted answered from the conversation because Flakko was so aggressive.
To me, it even further substantiated the idea that he is into that he's into little girls because that bothered him to the point where he needs to speak up about it because he's incensed. It's like, this is really how do I expect to not get turned on by these hot 12-year-olds?
Right, and
like,
there's something so crazy about having like hypotheticals on deck to convince or to get you to admit that you would hook up with a 17-year-old. He's like, well, if you're on a deserted island and you only have 6 months to live and she's 17 and a half, and it's just like, oh my God. But Flakko was not willing to engage in any of it.
Nah.
right. But then again, like Flacco's probably not hitting nothing regardless. So he's like, you feel me?
He can wait a little longer.
Yeah.
I mean, he claims that he fucked 20 chicks before he got into this relationship in which he is not
That's the
having
homie,
sex.
but I don't believe that.
No.
No way. Because he never said that in the beginning. He invented that number 20 later.
Nah.
I wouldn't be surprised if he's a virgin. He don't
Me-
want to admit
me
it.
neither.
Because he knows that if he said he was a virgin, that's all we'd fucking talk about.
Honestly, if he was a virgin and admitted it, we'd be on a quest for him to get his V card pulled.
Oh, yeah.
Then maybe he could
I mean,
have.
but
We coulda
technically-
done that 100
but
times
That's
over.
a
speaking,
plug talk
he coulda
episode.
done that
Let's
a
be
lot
honest.
already.
Like,
He really wanted to.
Dude, when he first got here, Kazumi and the other girl were dancing all over him, butt naked. He's just sitting there.
I
mean,
didn't literally hear women say that they would fuck him.
yeah, I believe
I
it.
literally like, I'm sitting there joking around like, hey, would you fuck? Oh yeah, I fuck with him.
I
I'm
mean,
like,
he
all right.
claims to have a 10-inch girthy penis.
He said
Well, I don't
12. He said
12? It's
He said he
growing?
got a foot long.
All right, people, we just hit 300,000 subscribers. You know we're trying to hit 400,000 subscribers. So that little red button, tap it, tap in. Appreciate y'all.